husband is a director, and I just want to share, going back 30 years ago, when Mark was out to sea, he was on a submarine, he pulled into port at Puerto Rico, and he called, hold on to your seats, collect to a landline. Some of you youngsters are like, what is that? Okay, let's fill them in later. And I announced to him, I am a brand new beauty consultant. And it was kind of silent on the other end. And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, well, I don't really know. And so we talked, we caught up, and then a week and a half later, he came home. And here's what he said. When he hung up on that collect call, he ran around the submarine and asked a bunch of dudes what was a Mary Kay consultant and what was Mary Kay. But here's what I remember that he said. You sounded so happy, so I knew it must have been good. So honey, thank you for the support of 30 years and Dream in Pink. Our life is forever blessed, and thank you for being an awesome Mary Kay Pink husband. So thank you for that. As you heard, my daughter Brienne is here, and so she was that little 5-month-old girl that we talked about. So, all right, so I want to talk to you about, make sure I get my thing here. Okay, when I said yes to Mary Kay, we needed the extra income. I was an at-home mom, but we needed the extra income. I also said yes at that time. While I was very happy, I felt a little unfulfilled, and I felt definitely lonely. He was gone a lot out to sea. And then here's the bigger thing. I knew in the deep bones of my soul, I was called for more. God was stirring my soul and said, you have more to your story. You were made for more. And that resulted into the yes. So I'm going to share a couple quick things. So when Laura gave me the title, Rewrite the Stars, as I said, we were practicing the aerials and just couldn't get it together in time. But here's what I think about rewriting the stars. I want you to think about the stars at night. God hangs the stars every single night. And we look up and we see the view. And then here's what's so amazing. If we change our location and look up, it's a totally different perspective, right? It looks totally different. Isn't that a lot like our Mary Kay journey? We get in our comfort zone and all we see is this. But when we get out of it to our growth zone, we see a whole new perspective, right? Now, are you ready for something even more amazing? God hangs the stars every single night, whether you can see them or not. Right? What? Yeah. Isn't that what faith looks like? It's the unseen, you guys. It's the unseen. But we have to trust. That's what faith is, trusting in Him and trusting in the process to bring those dreams that He places distinctly in your heart. Every single one of you, He has planted a unique and distinct dream on your heart. And He has given you the ability to achieve it. Isn't that exciting? All right. So I want to talk about being a new consultant. Oh, this is so funny. So as a new consultant, okay, I was excited about the possibilities of Mary Kay. I was scared. I was excited. I was scared. I call that skited. You just put them together. And so, skited. And so here's what I remember in the beginning. Those words did not sound like me. They were not my words. Can anyone relate to this? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I didn't talk like that. Well, surprisingly, I didn't get a lot of bookings, but I did able, believe it or not, to book a perfect start. And I'll never forget my very first party. I was, so excited, skited, and I was like, okay, and the more it was getting closer, the more skited I was getting. And I have red undertones in my face, and my nose gets really red. So the more skited I got, the redder my nose was getting. But don't worry, because Mary Kay had a compact that was a pink palette that had yellow concealer, cream, and it cut the red. So, not to worry, I'm slapping on the yellow on my nose to cut the red. And then the more it got closer, the more skited I got, the redder I got, and the more yellow I hit. And so I looked anywhere between big Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer or Big Bird for my first party. I don't know. But here's what I remember. I was so scared. I was so scared. My knees were knocking. The flip chart was jumping. And I remember I wanted to throw up. And I remember thinking, why am I doing this? Have you ever thought that? And then something happened. It got off me, and it became about having fun and blessing women. I sold product that night, and it was amazing, and that started the start. And then the amazing thing about the journey is then, because I wasn't being a good student, I didn't book for my appointments, and then I ended up down that dead-end street that you go through the people you know in the beating that are your comfort circle, and then you're down here, and you didn't book them, and they're like, oh no. And then it got hard, and then I was frustrated, and it was disappointed. And you know what? I wish I could have rewritten the stars. I wanted to rewrite the stars. But then here's what I wouldn't have learned if I could rewrite the stars. I wouldn't have learned, one, the value of using scripts. We don't have to invent the wheel, we just need to use them, you guys. And so the more you use them, the confident you become, and they work. I wouldn't have learned about taking advantage of Mary Kay's programs. Star Consultant, you can do it, right? Every month, the monthly challenge, the contest, team building, Power Start, Perfect Start. I learned to be a good student and create excellence and consistency. Repeat, do it again, repeat, do it again, repeat, do it again. And then here's what I love about this too. I remember feeling guilty as a mom, leaving my baby. My husband, Mark, was out to sea, and I promise you there were many nights the babysitter made more money than I did as a Mary Kay consultant. And I had the mommy guilt. But here's what I did. I remember tucking her picture in that starter kit. And every time I opened, our starter kit looked like a chemistry kit. So you open it up like, ta-da! And I remember seeing her little picture. And it reminded me that I was doing this so I could grow into the best God-calling version that God was calling me to become. I could grow into being the best mom. And guess what happened? Mark got to grow into being the best dad, because then when he was around, they had their little time. Mark, Brianne, and Austin are all library card members. I'm not. Okay? They are. They also enjoyed a fine dinner of cereal when I was gone. They loved it. Okay? So here's what I know about this business. We tuck little successes under our belt. It's when you get on the phone or you're texting somebody and you're coaching somebody, you warm chatter somebody, you stretch out and do something out of the ordinary, out of the comfort, and then it's the big public celebration, but it really is a reflection of all that little stuff behind the scenes that no one knows and no one sees, and that is so amazing. And so I learned the value, so here's what else I learned. I learned the value of not allowing someone else's no to determine the narrative of my dream. It was my dream, not theirs. I learned that determination, to dig down and have grit. And I learned early, somebody else's opinion, I learned to cancel. Unless they were willing to pay my bills, they didn't get a say. It's my dream and my future. So becoming a Red Jacket, the journey to that was so much fun. It was growing, make a difference in other people's lives. I mean, Red Jackets, you guys are the bomb. They are the bomb. And you're confident, you're stretching, you're growing. It's an amazing time. And it's so much fun, more fun when you have $1,000 a week a party and your team member, but guess what? When your team member does that, it's even more exciting and more wonderful. And then in the journey, guess what? You hit detours. You get lost. You get disappointed. You get frustrated. People aren't booking. People cancel. People change their minds. You don't hit your goals. And then, man, if only I could have rewritten the stars to all of that. But then I wouldn't have learned Mary Kay math. And Mary Kay math is, this business is mathematical, that you've got to know the numbers. You've got to know faces, appointments, wholesale orders, team members. And then there's a saying that people may disappoint you, but numbers never will. And that's what I had to learn, is I wasn't working the numbers out. And when you do the Mary Kay math, guess what? Mary Kay then becomes magical. Absolutely. And so I also learned to get out of my own head. When I was thinking about me of being, I'm uncomfortable, what will they think? I'm nervous, I've never done this before. Who am I focused on? Me. I know God wants us focused on Him, and He wants us focused on others, right? Absolutely. And then I learned to dig deeper in commitment and grit and determination and not quitting, and have BBA, which is bounce back ability. So in the journey of 30 years, it's been sweet moments, mountaintop experiences, the growth in becoming the best version of your God calling, and the ability to take others. I want to share a couple quick stories. Mary Ann Peltier, I've helped lots of women earn Mary Kay cars and become directors. And my very first one was Mary Ann Peltier, who was part of my DIQ team in Virginia Beach. She was a single mom, 4 adult children, and her youngest, Todd, with special needs and didn't really have the ability to communicate a whole lot and say a lot of words. And I will never forget, I still carry with me the heart snapshot in my heart when we went to the car dealership for Mary Ann to pick up her Pontiac Grand Am, Burgundy Grand Am, and it looked something like this. Mary Ann was leaned back in the seat with the biggest smile on her face. Sitting shotgun was Todd saying, "Red car, Mom, red car, Mom, red car, Mom," with just an equally biggest smile on his face. You see, it was the first time that Mary Ann ever had a brand new car at 50-some years old in her life. Isn't that awesome? Thank you, Mary Kay. Absolutely. That's what we get to do. We get to find others' lives. And it changes families. It's so exciting. And then look around this room, you guys. Is this the best $100 you've ever spent? I mean, look at the Girlfriend Club, right? Iron sharpens iron, and the most faith-filled, positive women that are mentors pouring into you, growing you up, believing in you. And the higher you climb, the sharper they get. It's amazing. And then guess what? In the journey, you're going to be frustrated, and you're going to be disappointed, and you're going to have those mountaintop experiences, but you're going to have the valley times. And man, I would wish I could rewrite the stars sometimes on those experiences. But then here's what I wouldn't have experienced. I wouldn't have experienced the faith of growing my faith. I wouldn't have experienced of leaning into God in those times. I wouldn't have experienced the ability in those hard times to later share your story with other people, to give them encouragement and hope in their journey. We got to be willing to be a vessel and be a beacon of light for Him. Your journey gives other people permission to start their journey. They're watching. So think about that. Who's waiting on you to step in your brave or your destiny? And I just want to close here with a couple quick little stories about my family as we wrap it up here. Is that your family is watching, the extended family, your family. So Brianne is a little girl. We had Austin a week after becoming a director, and we were out for a family walk, and Mark's pushing Austin, and Brianne's like, "Mommy, let's race the boys." I don't run. If I ever running, you should run too, because something's chasing me. And so I said, "Brianne, I can't do that." And she cocks her hips like this and says, "Mommy, you can do anything you put your mind to it." Oh. We took off running. It's the thing you teach your kids. My son Austin, I love this story. My friend Helen, director, stopped by the house and he said, "Miss Helen, this is my friend Ian. Ian, this is my friend Miss Helen." Austin was 4 years old. Ian was 5 and Miss Helen was 55 through. The things your kids learn: communication, positivity, eye contact, confidence, because of being a Mary Kay mama. And mamas, you can't pass off what you don't own. So step into those dreams, absolutely. And I just want to encourage you that it's so worth the journey. It's when you feel in the valleys that you need to rewrite the stars. Remember, they're hung by God every single night, whether it's clear or cloudy. All you need to do is change your perspective. Thank you.